Okay, we're starting to learn about some of the different properties of multiplication. We're coming right off of a lesson or a unit looking at different properties of addition, and we have some properties of multiplication and addition that are kind of very much the same. Right now we're going to be looking at the quickest, easiest way to solve the multiplication problem on the screen. It says 2 times y times 3. And I'm going to use what I know about the commutative property of multiplication to figure out this answer. Now, the reason we call it the commutative property, also known as the moving property, is I can move these factors any way I want. I'll still get the same product, but why not move them around so that makes it easier to find that product? So I'm going to try to put my like terms together. Now, 2 times 2 is 6, and y times y. Since we have y times y, we're going to call this y to the second power. Y to the second power. Another way of saying that is y squared. Now, let's talk about for just a second why it's y to the second power and not 2y. If we were doing addition, it's understood that the coefficient of a variable all by itself is 1, and we would have 1 plus 1 equals 2y. But since we're multiplying, think of it like when you have done prime factorization. When you've done prime factorization and you've got a situation such as, we'll say 20. We'll say 20. If you want to factor that down, you could have 4 times 5, and then 4 would be 2 times 2. And then you would write that as 2 times 2 times 5, or you could say 2 to the second power times 5, because you have 2 the same that you're multiplying. So here we have this variable and this variable, and since we're multiplying this variable pretty much by itself, it's going to be to the second power. Now I can go ahead and say 6 times y to the second power is 6y squared, and that's my answer. And I was able to get it very quickly, all because of the commutative property of multiplication.